In this video, we're walking through all our must-have tools for building an application without code. Your actual app builder may not be the only thing you need to support your development. You may need additional tools such as a project management system to help you keep track of all of your development tasks, tools to help you outline all of your ideas, or integrations to support key features. Of course, every app is different, but we found that this particular list is consistently useful for a wide variety of apps because they work well, they serve a specific purpose, they also help you save time, and there's no code involved. Let's start with the main event, which is the platform we use for building the application itself without code. We love to use Bubble.io. This is a full stack system that supports all of the important aspects you need to create a real data-driven and interactive application that you can launch quickly and scale with long term. Because Bubble is full stack, it offers a customizable database, a front-end design canvas so that you can put together all of your page layouts in a beautiful and professional, responsive manner, and of course, powerful workflow capabilities to bring all of your logic to life. That's how you can really make things happen within your application. The platform really does come with many other tools and resources to help support your custom build. It's incredibly extensible, so you can integrate with third-party systems. It has all the security features you need to keep your users' data safe. And it also offers plenty of collaboration tools, so if you're working with other people, you can do so in an efficient and organized manner. Next, let's talk project management. Whether you're building your app by yourself or with a team, you're going to need a way to keep track of all of your development tasks, especially if your application is going to see many iterations over its lifetime. Code or no code, there are many decisions you're going to need to make, especially at the beginning when you're just getting everything built out, right? So you need to keep track of all of your to-dos, issue tracking, keep track of any notes or resource links that you want to organize to help yourself through the build. Now, there are a lot of tools out there for this type of thing, but we love to use Notion. For us, Notion is like the Bubble platform of the project management space because of how customizable it is. You have complete control over how your space works, how it looks. It's also highly supportive of collaborative environments, so you can work with other people to stay on the same page, quite literally. You can tag them, you can add comments, but it's a great way to have this kind of command center over your project, right? Organizing everything that you need to do so that nothing gets missed. Notion offers a free plan that you can get a lot of mileage out of, and again, there's no code involved here. Next, let's talk about the tool we like to use to organize your app's data structure, especially in the early stages of planning everything out and just getting started with building your app. Most data-driven applications are very dependent on their custom data structures. You need to figure out what tables you need, what fields need to live within those tables, the relationships between those tables. So you need a tool that is very table-friendly. So with that, enter the spreadsheet. A spreadsheet is essentially one giant table, and in particular, we love to use Google Sheets. Because it's an online product, you can collaborate with other people to edit the same document. You can protect the document as well. But this is a really easy way to get a big picture view of your entire data set, right? And you can really customize how you want to organize your various tables and relationships. It's also a tool that just stays out of your way and allows you to focus on the content itself. Yes, you can, of course, organize data things inside of a project management tool or directly inside of your app builder first, but we've found that a simple spreadsheet is honestly the quickest way to get organized with this. Not to mention, because spreadsheets can output CSV files, you can create test data quite quickly. So if you create, several rows of sample information, export that file, import it into your app's database, that'll just make it even easier for you to move forward, see things in context with your data structure in your application's build. Next, just like it can be useful to outline your data structure, you may also want to visualize all of the various flows and pathways your users may go through in your app. And we like to use diagramming tools like Draw.io and Zenflowchart to create these visualizations. A diagram like this can give you a really helpful big picture view of what you need to build so that you don't miss anything. Especially if your app has more complex flows with a lot of conditional branching, you don't want to miss, specific scenarios that need to be accounted for. Consider for a moment you're building a marketplace app. So you're going to have buyers and sellers. When someone logs in, you may need to see what type of user they are. Sellers may need to go one way, buyers may need to go a different way. And that's just a simple conditional split. You may have more verifications that you need to go through. Do they have a subscription or not? Consider payment flows that involve deposits, sending invoices, failed payments, right? There's so many different scenarios that can come from even just one feature that need to be accounted for. And so visualizing what you want to happen for each of these flows can ensure that you actually build that logic. It gives you a reference to follow as you're testing everything, and overall just ensures that you don't miss these things for your users. Also, real quick, before we head any further, I want you to bookmark this page for after this video, coachingnocodeapps.com/bubble-guide. We've put together a pretty exhaustive written and video guide to help answer all of your bubble related questions. So head there after this video. I think you'll find it helpful as you move forward from here. Next, let's talk automations. Now, some applications may need to integrate with third-party tools so that you can move data from one place to another. For example, let's say a customer pays an invoice through your payment gateway, and that needs to immediately trigger the creation of a shipping label so that a physical product can go out. Or if you add an event to a calendar and you want that to create a Zoom meeting link as well as send a Slack message, right? You have these applications talking to each other, these app-to-app notifications. They're all supported by APIs behind the scenes. And if you're not comfortable working with APIs yourself, because you can do so within the Bubble platform, for example, check out Zapier. Zapier is this powerhouse of a messenger tool to help you make these connections between multiple applications. It helps you flow data from one place to another. And you can also set things up in a multi-step manner as well. So all you need to do is log into your accounts, make those connections, and set up the steps that you want to occur in the automation. Zapier even has direct connections to Bubble applications, so you can really easily flow data from external sources into your app and in the reverse direction as well. All of this can be accomplished without code. And again, if you're not very comfortable with working with APIs from scratch, or if you've just got a lot of integrations that you need to set up, this tool can save you an immense amount of time. Next, let's talk about email. Depending on your audience and how you want to communicate with them, you may need a more robust email sending system. And there's two types of emails. You have marketing emails and transactional emails. Marketing emails are sent to a list of people. They've usually opted in, so you can think of like a newsletter, and this is generally a campaign that you've scheduled ahead of time to go out. A transactional email, on the other hand, is generally a one-time send to a single recipient, so things like an order confirmation or maybe a notification that's unique to them. You're going to need to look at the type of capabilities that your app requires, depending on the number of people that are receiving these messages, the formatting of the content, how you want that email to look, right? Some of these platforms offer different templating capabilities, and even just the volume of emails going out in general. For email marketing, we would recommend tools like ActiveCampaign, MailChimp, and ConvertKit. For transactional emails, you can use SendGrid and Postmark. All of these tools offer an API that allows you to integrate with your application. But again, just review the various capabilities that they offer and make sure that they actually satisfy the requirements that you have for your app. When it comes to payments, you will need to integrate with some kind of a tool that's going to help you protect your users' data. This is especially important when it comes to financial information, whether it is credit card information, bank accounts, anything like that. Now, for processing transactions, we love to use Stripe. It really is meant for integrating into custom apps, and they support practically any type of transaction flow you can think of. One-time payments, subscriptions, marketplace type of systems where your users are paying one another, invoices, and Stripe also has beautiful pre-built designs for common components such as checkout pages and pricing tables. If you're building a type of financial tracking tool or budgeting tool and you just need to get connected to users' accounts to pull in the data rather than actually processing transactions, then take a look at Plaid. This is a really popular financial account connection tool that you can integrate into your application. In fact, if you are building your app on Bubble, there are several plugins that can help you connect to both Stripe, Plaid, and a few other payment gateways with little to no code as well. Next, I'm going to go through a quick list of a few additional tools to help you test your application, share with collaborators, and work with more advanced logic in your app. The first one is Responsive Viewer, which is a Chrome extension that you can add to your browser, and this helps you preview your responsive design across multiple device types and page widths all side by side. This gives you a really nice big picture view. The next tool is Loom. This is great for creating quick screen recordings to share demonstrations or maybe questions or updates in your development work with collaborators, clients, beta users, and more. There's nothing to download. As soon as you're done recording, you get a link that you can instantly share. The next tool is Regex 101. This is a testing tool to help you validate your regular expression. This is a little bit more advanced, but it is a powerful capability that is supported by, Bubble applications, for example, to create, more dynamic logic if necessary. Again, it's a testing tool to help you validate your expressions. Similarly, a tool like JSONlint.com will also help you validate your JSON structure. This is really helpful if you're working with API integrations where you need to send content in the body of your API requests in very specific formats. And if you are working with APIs, generally you'll find that the API connector tool in Bubble is going to be your primary way of creating your integrations and setting up all of those API calls. But it can be helpful to have an external API testing tool as well, especially if you need to troubleshoot things. So a tool like Postman is really popular for just creating API calls in an isolated environment. Or if you're looking for something that's not as robust, Talend API Tester is a free Chrome extension that works very similarly, where you can create API calls in an isolated environment. All right, I hope this was helpful. And if it was, the content you're about to see on the next screen will help you take things even further.